Plenty to talk about out of Saturday's meeting at Sha Tin. There's plenty to talk about as well as we head towards Happy Valley on Wednesday night with 2 trophy races. A very warm welcome to the show. I'm Andrew Lejeune, joined here in the studio by Paul Alley and Brett Davis, our race caller. And Brett, 2 trophy races, and as always, it's a competitive end to the card. It
is, Andrew, yes, and of course, Ralab in the A position. We've had a couple of weeks since we've been to the Valley, so the track's had a little bit of time to rest, and the rail goes back into the true position. A course should be a good night of racing. 2 feature races, 5 and 7, the Rotary Centenary Challenge Cup and the Island Trophy. Yep, and the second race on the programme, actually Class 2, we see the return of I Victory. He's going to come up very, very short, Paul.
Yeah, it was $1.10 earlier on, so yeah, he'll be the shortest price favourite, no doubt whatsoever. Winning Faith might come up reasonably short in the last, but I Victory will be a very short price favourite. There's one jackpot, of course, which is the 6-up win bonus, 1.8 million going into the pool there, so it should get up to about 5 or 6 million.
I think there's 2 first starters as well.
There is. Yeah. And just very quickly, on Sunday, success for Hong Kong and Macau.
That's right, yeah. Romantic Touch was able to make it back-to-back for Joe Moreira and Tony Cruz. Zach Burton won on him the year before, and Tony got the double, and he's already talking about potentially, all being equal, winning the 3rd one. So he's been a good money spinner for Connections.
The 3-peat, it's on. All right, before we get into Wednesday night's programme at Happy Valley, let's look back at Sha Tin on Saturday. Now, there's a couple of trophy races, but we're looking at essentially what we may well be a derby trial of sorts, still waiting to find out about Ping Hai Star. He holds the entry, and John Size had said before the race, see what happened and then be guided by the owners, maybe to a certain extent, but he did this well.
Well, he couldn't have been more impressive. It certainly turned out how most putters thought it would. He got back, Joe let him run his own race, peeled him to the outside. We've seen clearly that's the way to ride him, let him relax early and then unleash his turn of acceleration. They did have him forward on one occasion from a low barrier. It backfired. And now it's, yeah, all guns blazing. I would have thought heading towards the Derby, there's probably a spot there. I think there's definitely a spot there should he want it.
Well, as far as ratings are concerned, there's no issue at all, Paul. No. He's right near the top of the tree.
Well, he is. It's just whether they decide the step from 1,400 metres to 2,000 is a step too far or not. Looking at that, you wouldn't have thought so, but John Size has always said that he's a sprinting type.
Speed on the dam side, hasn't he?
Yeah, through Costa del Lago. But he is by Nom de Jure, which is a 1.5 mile winner.
Yeah, it's fascinating. He would be an extra angle for sure.
Definitely, because he hasn't raced against his other ones, has he? So he's come through a completely different route.
Yeah, be a nice pickup ride for someone as well, because Joe would be on, we assume. Nothing I like more.
Karis Teeton, maybe? Just being speculative there, because he more than lucky he's not going to go, is he? I wouldn't have thought.
I don't think he'll probably go there. I did read after the Classic Cup they suggested that the 1,800 was a bit far. So, yeah, there's some spots that have opened up and some horses outside of Ping Hai Star performed well on the day as well.
Well, this was another Derby trial, wasn't it? Really putting the credentials on the line. Rivet was scratched at the gates, but there's a stack of money for Riven here, and also Patriot Hero ran a better race in the blue cap there.
We saw Exultant match up against Sergeant Titanium and a few other types like him earlier on in the season, and he put them away fairly well. Riven, it's taken him some time, but he got there eventually, clawed over the top of Sergeant Titanium. Rivet, of course, was scratched just prior to the start, but he has trialled again Tuesday morning, so hopefully all is OK for his push on towards the Derby. But this horse has come right at the right time with a win underneath the belt. They picked up the high achievement bonus as well.
Yeah, they did. They'll be happy to do that. I thought it was a grinding win. He just looks like a 2,400 metre race horse to me. I don't think at this stage he'd be in my top 3 for the Derby, but, I mean, he can only win, and he did win.
Yeah, that was 1,800 metres up to the 2,000. And the horses behind Good Omen, Savvy 6, Patriot Hero, again, all with Derby entries, but they'd have to... Something would have to happen between now and a week on Sunday, wouldn't it?
Well, Patriot Hero ran quite a good race, getting into 3rd. There was a bit of specking for him, but, yeah, there's a few horses in that race that are on the cusp.
Yeah.
All right, OK. Well, those are the big movers out of the weekend. We can see outside of those horses we're talking about, Ping Hai Star got 9. Bravo Watchman, he was pretty good on his return. And Jolly Jean, wasn't that a win?
Yeah, I tell you what, yeah, he was, wasn't he? Sort of turned some form around. He's gone up 9 points too, so they haven't missed him, and you wouldn't. It was a class record. Good win from Raging Storm, out of trouble from the front. He's got up 9 as well. And the other really good win, I thought, was Turin Red Star, who's finally had a bit of luck and managed to win that race in the last.
Good training performance too with You Have My Word, who hadn't done a lot of racing at all in the last 12 months and got the prize at 90 to 1.
I think they dropped him 11 points in the off-season. He's got another 6 straight back there in one go. And Complacency was very good in the opening event as well. All right, let's continue looking back on the weekend's action and see if we can find you some horses to follow. First starter for you, Paul. There's actually probably half a dozen in this race you could probably had, isn't there?
Yeah, there definitely was. But this is what I went for, Yitong Pegasus, because he wasn't in the good part of the ground. He was sort of in the middle of the course. Actually, where the winner did come from, to be fair. But I thought he stayed on really nicely. I always said, and I think we all said, that he needs further. This is over 1,000 metres, and he stayed on really nicely here for a close-up 4th. So once he gets up to 1,200 metres or 1,400 metres, he's definitely a horse to follow here. Good win by the winner as well, and I thought he stayed on really nicely.
Kiwi Sunrise actually lost both his front plates in that and still finished 3rd, so it wasn't a bad effort from him.
Good effort from him, and, yeah, a couple of nice youngsters in that race. I'm going to go for one that hasn't been that well exposed, full of chances. A 4-year-old by The Way You Are. He's got American pedigree both through the sire and the dam. He's out of a Mellifont mare, so maybe all-weather at some stage. But I just like the way he's stretched out over the final stages in this event. He's done the same as well previously in his first start over the 1,000. You can see him widest of screen there, closest to the right edge of screen, just making his way gradually towards them as they reach the wire. He's going to want, no doubt, a little bit further and probably a little bit more time, but I like his nice, smooth action. All
right, full of chances for Brett. Final race for me on the programme, Dynamic Eagle. Again, there was a few that finish off this race quite strongly. Turin Red Star's the winner. He's just looming up now in the cheek pieces. Famous War on the inside was disappointing, but Dynamic Eagle, you can just see him getting out. And the inside of Green Card also finishes off the race quite strongly. Got a Dragon finishes off quite well, as Lucky Guy does too. But Dynamic Eagles only had, I think this was his 3rd start. He was a dual winner in New Zealand. Tony Pike had him there. You just see him just when he gets to start rolling. So he's well over 1,400 metres. That was the trip there, but it looks like maybe a little bit further would suit.
1,600 or 18, no problems.
Absolutely. Matthew Chadwick, Danny Shum. Right, suspensions. From the weekend, there were none. So we're back to midweek. Of course, it was the dirt meeting at Chartern. Matthew Poon, a couple of days and a fine to go along with that, the 18th to the 22nd of March. All right, as we move into Wednesday night's programme, we're back at Happy Valley, of course, after the break last week. And the horse withdrawn here, there's a couple of them to get through. Midnight Promise is out, so Proud Sky now gets a start. Open House now replaced by Charity Wings, and Matthew Poon will be in the saddle there, race 5, number 3. All right, the meeting, A course, 8 races. Meeting number 53. We kick off with a Class 5 over the 1,800 metres. The Birch Handicap Fruitful Life drops back into Class 5. Loaded 4th course and distance last time out. The Joy of Giving drops in class as well. Gets the blinkers on for the first time. Amazing Gold still to win in 19. City Winner 0 from 17. Sweet Bean, a 5-time course and distance winner. Happy Friendship 1 here from the front last time out. And Supernatural still a maiden as well after 27 starts.
Yep, we kick off Class 5. It's the only Class 5 of the night. Happy Friendship, of course, was a winner last start. He was able to roll from gate 7, find the front, so you would think they would try and take that up again. Megatron is a front-running type, but he can probably take a sit. Fruitful Life also is a horse that has pushed forward in the past with success, but they may get into an order rather quickly.
Megatron's a Class 4 winner. Coming down here, well, he's in Class 5 now. 1,800 metres looks ideal for him, and he's galloping nicely. He's the one in front there.
Working with Eagle.
Yeah, Eagle looks a nice horse, actually. He hasn't raced yet. Remember that name. He's one of Brett Davis's old favourites, Amazing Gold, Alberto Santa. Be shocked if he's not on the numbers.
A
couple of even sectionals for him. He seems to be moving nice enough. Now, he has got the cheek pieces come off him. They did try those. And Celebration. If he wins, there will be a celebration. He's moving nicely as well, this horse, and he had his best run last start when he did catch the eye with a nice 3rd. So he's maintained that form onto the training track.
All right, we'll have a look at that run in a second. We'll start off, though, with the last start win of Happy Friendship. Got out in front, just kept rolling. Sweet Bean, we touched on his course and distance record. Loaded was good as well. Holy Unicorn further back.
Yes, well, the question is, can he repeat this Happy Friendship? Can he spring out of the gates from barrier number 11, find the front again? Possibly. he did win nicely. The horse running into second, obviously, is absolutely bolted up on the dirt last Wednesday, so that does read well.
They were winning from the front that day, so, I mean, he did have that little slight advantage. Whether he can do it again, I'm not too sure, but there's no other logical leader there, so he will get his own way in front. I found a place for him in the numbers.
All right, OK, that's Happy Friendship. Celebration, we saw the track work. Here's the run, Glenelly Prize, and Megatron, who's come up as our early favourite.
I'm going to give Glenelly Prize a place chance in this race. I thought he hit the line OK down the middle, but he's been an underachiever. Megatron, as Paul touched on before, he is a one-time winner, and that win was in Class 4. So just having his second run here in Class 5, Joe On and Barrier 1, he's hard to leave out of calculations.
Yeah, I've got both Megatron and Glenelly Prize, and I think they'll both run pretty well. I haven't got Celebration in. His track work suggests that he is on the improve, though, that horse.
All right, OK, one to consider. Fruitful Life's got a good record in this class as well. 2 starts for a win and a minor spot as well. How's he been looking? This is his first start for a month.
Yeah, he's been very disappointing. The last 2 starts running last up in a higher grade. He did win off 35. He's now rated 40, and he's got to carry 133. So, look, I didn't find a spot for him. I'm happy to watch him a couple more times in this grade.
His last start was an unacceptable performance. He's gone back to the trials, but Frankie Law got a hold of this horse at the start of the season and did have him going well in this grade. So I'm just going to play him safe and sneak him in for 4th.
All right, OK, that's Fruitful Life, but Megatron, Paul, our early favourite, a wideish sort of market. Yeah,
it is. It is for this these Class 5s. Megatron on top, though. Joe Marrero, barrier number 1, should get a really nice run. And as we mentioned, he won off a rating of 43. Glenelly Prize, he's been placed in Class 3 before, so he's up to this grade, and the distance should suit him. His only win came over this distance. He's in second. Happy Friendship, he'll try and lead all the way. We'll put him for 3rd. And City Winner's the one I've flicked in there for 4th. He has run 3rd off a higher rating of 38 before, and the 1,800 metres, he does get back and run on. So 4, 6, 10 and 7.
In days gone by, Amazing Gold and Glenelly Prize both suggested they could possibly win in Class 3, and here they are in Class 5, the pair of them. One's had 1 win, the other hasn't won one at all. Only had 1 4th, so I've dropped off him completely, Amazing Gold. I haven't got any more positive things to say about him. Megatron, for me, either leads or sits in. Celebration, Glenelly Prize, Fruitful Life. I'm happy to play the Quinella in the first 4, 6, 9.
All right, clean sweep then for Megatron. I got him on top as well in the opening Class 5. Race number 2 is a Class 2. Significant rise in class here. And we see iVictory back at Happy Valley.